But I do have an opportunity today to be able to do a year in review, a 2019 year in review. The effort here is to be able to give you guys some statistics, some numbers to back up some things that have been happening at Praise Church. If you're a numbers person like me, you're going to really enjoy this. If you're not, here's what I want you to really remember and focus on, is that every one of the numbers that we talk about today are stories that are told through the ministries that we're discussing. So it's not just numbers for the sake of numbers, right? It's numbers that represent the lives of our family members and our friends and our neighbors and our coworkers that we've been praying for and investing in personally. And so that way it'll kind of connect us back to the heart of why we talk about the numbers. Well, at Praise Church, our goals, our mission and vision is clear. We want everything that we do should be loving God, loving people, and making a difference in our community and in the lives of the people that we're investing in. And so all of the ministries that we invest our energies and our efforts in here reflect those three things. And so this past year of 2019 has been an incredible year. And if we can go back, way back to January of 2019, we were still over at the Walker Building, if you remember. That's what we call, some of us, the old building, right, across the way. And we were getting ready for a major move. And so our pastor, Reg Lloyd, he challenged us as a church family, but knowing that we had a season of growth that we expected to come when we moved over here to our new building here at Major, that he wanted us to be able to grow deep. So his challenge was to do something called Growth Track. And so it's a big undertaking by our church family. And so Growth Track is this 2-class deal where we give you as our church family member information about what it means to be a part of Praise Church and kind of connect you to the heart of not just what we do, but how we do it and why we do the things that we do. And so that also gives an opportunity for you to be able to serve in our church family as well. And so to date, we have 615 people that have completed our Growth Track classes. That's incredible. That means 615 people are now able to serve in our church ministries, right? Or be able to be small group leaders. That's an average of 53 people every month that we're able to release into our church family to be able to meet the needs of ministries here at Praise Church. Then we move on a little bit further. We move into the season of Easter time in April. Still at our Walker Building, we had 5 services where we saw 2,681 people come on campus between Saturday and Sunday. We're able to hear a message about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Like, the focus of all of our faith. What makes our faith actually make sense to us is this moment where Jesus was dead and then raised from the grave. And people were able to hear that. That's a record number of people that were able to hear that message. And then we move on a little bit further, maybe into the summertime. At summertime, our Next Gen camps, our Praise Church camps, summer camps for our Next Gen department are a very major focal point of our June and July season. And so we had 694 between 3 years old and 25-year-old people, students and kids and young adults, were able to attend these camps. Now, we put on our own camps. We don't go to camp, we create camp. So for our day camp, we do camp here on site. For 3 years old through second graders, and then we have away camps for our kids ministry where it's just Praise Kids at this camp, or for Praise Youth as well. And then we have young adults that actually come along with our adult small group leaders and such that come and staff these camps and invest into the younger parts of our generation. And so it's an incredible undertaking, but it also yields a lot of fruit and reward for the weeks and months to come after that through the relationships that are built in small groups and the connections from the students and from the adults as well that invest in them. And then, there was this season of time where we were about to make a major move. In September, September 22nd was the date. That was our focal point. We were going to move over from our Walker Building campus to our Major building, and we were ready to celebrate. And then the week of our major move, Tropical Storm Imelda hit. You remember? Yes. And so it was an easy decision for us as a church family. Do we go ahead and do major move and focus here, or do we postpone and then go and be the church and stand by our church family and their friends and neighbors who have been affected by the storm? It was an easy decision for us. So we said yes to be able to go out. We were able to work in 52 church family members' homes during that season of time to be able to help get them to a place where they were ready to rebuild. And many of you were a part of that effort or have been affected by the storm and maybe were the recipient of some of that good God love that you might have received from some of our church family. But we still had a major move to make, right? And so October 20th, that day was a big day. We made the move here to our major building campus. 2,153 people showed up on that Sunday for us to be able to celebrate moving into this space. It's an incredible moment for us as a church family. 20 plus years in the making. We were able to be in the moment when it happened. Maybe not all the way from the beginning of time to here. Like me, maybe I just came just a few years ago. But to be a part of the journey, whatever extent we were, to be able to be here on the day where we made the major move was an incredible moment for me, I know, and for my family, and I'm sure you felt the same way as well. And, you know, that was all for stories yet to be told, that dream that was born 25 years ago, and we know that there are dreams that God is placing in the hearts of our church family now that are going to affect people 5 and 10 and 20 years from now as well. We do believe that. And to think about the time that you guys invest in your family members and your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers. To think about the time you pray for them and invite them to church, and you're a light in the darkness of the places that you go into, and what that does to the people around you, that draws them to this person, Jesus Christ, that is alive in your life. What has happened to our Sunday morning attendance, not including our kids ministry, which we'll talk about in a moment. Just here, the big kids in main service, we've had about 22% increase. 1,229 people attended service on average in the year 2019. That's a lot, because in 2018, if you're not like a percentage person, about 300 more people attended on average in 2019 than did in 2018. So remember, numbers tell stories. That means 300 more people every single week were able to hear about a life-changing message through Jesus Christ. We'll be able to encourage in their families, to be able to be encouraged in their faith as well. It's incredible moments that we get to have on Sunday mornings, and more people have got to hear about that this year than last. And through that, we've got to see some life change happen. Right? This is what it's about. We don't come to church just to fulfill a responsibility. We come to church seeking to be able to have an experience with God, right, that would change us to be more like Him. And so one of our favorite Sundays that we celebrate here is Baptism Sunday. And through those Sundays, we had 192 people baptized here at Praise Church. That's incredible, y'all. 192 people say, the gospel has changed my life, and I want everybody to know about it. And then, you know, what we believe in here at Praise Church, the foundation of our church family is Christ, but we build the relationship with Christ and with others through small groups. It doesn't just happen with adults. It happens all the way down through all of our ministries and Next Gen as well, all the way down to Praise Kids. And so our small group number is a really important number to us, and we've seen growth in that as well. 60-plus small groups available for you to be able to join in. And if you haven't joined in one yet, you're missing out. I'm not telling you you're doing something wrong. I'm just telling you you're missing out on a great blessing of friendships and relationships that are going to be there with you through the lows and through the highs. And we've seen many more of you guys saying yes to small groups and being able to reap the rewards of relationships that happen there with others, and ultimately the building of your faith and knowledge of who Christ is in your life as well. Let's talk about the Next Gen, because we care about the Next Gen here at Praise Church. We believe in it not just for the church of the future, but we believe in the Next Gen for today. Right? We believe it impacts who we are as a church family now. So, our kids ministry, record numbers of over 300 kids on average every Sunday morning. You say, whoa, that's a lot of kids. And I say, when are you helping to volunteer? Amen. That's right. So we'll see you in Grow Track in January, right? And you can hold a baby, or you can lead through a Bible verse. I know you can do that, or you can hug a kiddo for sure and love on them. You can be involved. And then our young adults, we have 149 on average come to our first service in our young adult ministry, which is incredible, because at an age group in churches where the demographic is vacant, it's lost. There's nobody that comes to church who's 18 to 25 years old in most churches. We have this vibrant, growing ministry that has the first Tuesday of every month, they have a service of 149 young adults on average. And then they do small groups the rest of the month. They have an average of 90 young adults in small group every week. So it's an incredible ministry that we have. And then, I don't know if you've heard about this ministry we have called Praise Youth. Maybe a couple of you guys, right? Yes, I hear it. So 346 students on average come every Wednesday night. And if you've been in the drop-off or pickup line, you know what I'm talking about, right? Hey, but out of that, we've had a result of 279 students have made a profession of faith to follow Christ as their Savior and Lord. That's a move of God. It's incredible. So, continuing on with Praise Youth and Young Adults, they had an annual bonfire event. Over 700 young adults and students came to that event. It's an event where they hear the gospel message preached by our pastor, Jimmy Banks. An outdoor event. It's incredible. You probably made chili for them. Or maybe we had the black and white night. That was an event that happened here just a few weeks ago where over 500 students were able to hear the message of what Christmas is all about. Well, how does all this happen? Well, it happens through your involvement and investment, through your time and commitment. And we've had over 4,000 hours contributed by you, our church family, through efforts like Servolution or the Handyman Ministry or the Sunday Before Christmas or Tropical Storm in Melden. I want to thank you guys for choosing to really dig down deep and be the hands and feet of Christ when I know life is busy. 4,000 hours contributed by us as a church family is an incredible number in this year of 2019. And then our last effort this year, one of our big focuses as an outreach event was something called Compassion. Our Compassion Weekend that we had, it's our pastor, Reg Lloyd, had an idea of saying, in his heart was born this dream of maybe not just affecting the next gen here in our area, but also making a difference in a community somewhere else in the world. And so we chose a village with Compassion International in the country of Honduras. And Reg said, well, why don't we just try to sponsor all the kids in the village? And we thought, that's a little bit crazy. And it was. And we put out the call to you guys as a church family. And we had every single child in the village and the surrounding area were sponsored through your commitment to be able to love those kiddos, through financially supporting them, praying for them, and writing letters and building relationship with them as well. So we're affecting the next gen, not just here in Southeast Texas, but somewhere across the world as well. Y'all, numbers tell stories, don't they? Sometimes they can be a bit overwhelming, but here's the basic idea, is that 2019 has been an incredible year, but 2019, there's still stories to be told, right? There's still family members and friends and neighbors that we have and coworkers that we still want to see make a difference, or we want to see Christ make a difference in their life. So we're going to continue to press forward.